chain rule time. The chain rule is basically something that we use in calculus whenever we want to find the derivative of a function that has two or more operations layered on top of it. And you can see the actual book definition there. Generally, we represent this with two types of equations, the Fogg equation or the f prime of x equation. The Fogg equation directly reads f of g prime equals f prime of g times g prime, but the more simpler and more commonly used equation is generally the f prime of x equation. That reads f prime of x equals f prime of g of x times g prime of x. And I like that one more because it's a bit more easy to understand because we use symbols in it that we use every day.
So what does this all really mean? Well, the chain rule basically means finding the derivative of the composition of functions, which means it's used anytime a function can be used as a composition of two or more functions. And you know a function is composite if you can write it as f of g of x. So, the chain rule says, to find the derivative of f of g of x, you have to find the derivative of f of g of x times the derivative of g of x. So to look at it simply, you can see that f would be the outer function and g of x the inner function. So, as a quick example, if you had cosine of x squared, you could see that cosine x is the outer function and x squared is the inner function.
Alright, so for a simple example, we have y equals tan parentheses 2x minus x cubed. To find the derivative of this, we take the derivative of the outside, tan, which turns into secant squared, and the derivative of the inside, which turns into 2 minus 3x squared. And we put them together, so here's the derivative of the outside times the original inside times the derivative of the inside.
I'll be doing two examples of the chain rule. The first one which we have here is function of x equals cosine of 17x raised to power 17 plus 27x. Now, in this question, we will be using the outside-inside rule, according to which if y equals f of g of x, then y prime would be equal to f prime g of x times g prime of x. Now, using this rule into this question, we have f prime of x equals negative sign of 17x raised to power 17 plus 27x times the derivative of 17, so this becomes 289 x raised to power 16 plus 27. So this is our final result by using the outside-inside rule. So the next question which we have here is y equals tangent of cosecant of the quantity 9x squared plus 27 all over to the power of 9.